posture has changed. So where is this important? Very important in the job interview, how you sit, how you stand. You certainly don't want to sit like you're watching a movie, you know. So it indicates power. It's the power of I'm ready to work, I'm ready to answer your questions, I'm ready. Vocalics are in your voice. Vocal characteristics we use to communicate nonverbal messages. The tone of your voice. The pitch is the high and the low. And volume or loudness, how loud and how soft you talk. And how fast and how slow you talk. So as New Yorkers, we tend to speak too fast. So in interpersonal communications in a workplace environment, you really want to slow your rate so that other people can be listening to you effectively. So the tone is the overall sound you make. So if I'm using a very loud, then I'm tense too, and that's not great. So I want to use a softer volume. I want to have different pitch, and this way the tone has more of a sound, like an instrument that your voice is. Haptics, using touch to communicate, and we have 6 different types of touch, and they're easily understood, but I will give you the page number for your haptics. Okay. And that is on page 241. So the first one, it says functional and professional touch to accomplish some type of task. Examples include a physician's touch, a yoga instructor's touch, okay? But not a teacher's hug. That's really, a teacher may do a handshake or a fist bump. So a functional and professional touch. So in most interviews, again, that handshake may be a functional and professional touch. But we don't want to get into areas where the touch is not of that profession. Social and polite touch derives from social norms and expectations. So obeyances fall into here too. The handshake. I don't think professionally fist bumps would work, though I would love them to work. Other than a handshake, depending on your career, you may have a social and polite touch for a child if you're a counselor or a teacher or a bereavement counselor. Friendship warmth touch is a gentle grasping of a friend's hand. You may give it a light squeeze, it says in your book. An arm around a shoulder or a pat, in sports. And then we get to the love and intimacy touch, which is cupping and romantic partners face tenderly in your hands, giving him, her, or they a big lingering hug. So definitely less than 18 inches away, as we learned in the previous chapter. Sexual arousal touch are, as the name implies, intended for physical stimulation of another person. And we certainly don't want that touch in any of the previous touches before. And with the other chapters we've covered, you are engaging in a commitment or a bonding for both partners to have this type of touch. And the last one involves a form of physical violence like grabbing, slapping, hitting, and that's never acceptable. Never is a long time. Proxemics, communicating through physical distance. So we have intimate space. As we were saying, intimate space is about 18 inches. Then we have personal space, which is 18 to 4. So in an elevator, we really feel infringed upon because someone is 3 feet next to us and just arm's distance away. In an elevator, it's kind of tough to do. When you go to the food court and you sit at one end of a bench and the other person you're expecting to sit at the other end, and they come in and they sit in the middle, that's awkwardness here in America. Other countries, it's different. Social space is 4 to 12 feet, which we're definitely working on now in public space. So if I'm in a public arena as a speaker, I want to be 12 feet from my, so all of these spaces have quantitative inches. So when I'm in the classroom, I don't know if I'm 12 feet away from the first row. I'm definitely about 6. Nobody sits in the first row, so I don't know why. So it does probably equal out to maybe 7 feet. Territoriality, tendency to claim physical spaces as our own and define certain locations as areas we don't want others to invade without permission. So just as I was saying, when we're on a bench, if somebody comes and sits right next to you, when the entire bench is empty, we have this territoriality that you're in the wrong place. we want to secure a large, elbows shoulder width apart, and definitely stay between your 3 feet from me. And this is a good thing too at a job interview. When you're answering questions, you don't want to curl up a little bit. You want to use your shoulders, hands on your table or your thighs, and you have a wonderful, nice territory of openness. So yeah, my dog's getting involved. Physical appearance, visible attributes such as face, hair, clothing, and body type. How you look conveys as much about you as what you say. So again, this is going to be probably the most important in a job interview, but you want to be comfortable in what you wear. We don't usually wear suits and ties every day, so this may be something you may want to practice. It's also, being comfortable in what you wear, because if I wear a tie for the first time, we have this thing called redressing. And you kind of always playing with your tie, or if you haven't worn a suit jacket, your hand goes in your pocket all the time. So it is of comfort, but you want to understand the climate which you're working and the culture which you're working, and understand how they dress. Now, again, some of my students, they work in retail now. Certain retail places require you to wear black pants, black top. So, and then anybody that comes to the store is supposed to know that you're working there. Everybody wears all black all the time. Well, not everybody. So artifacts are these things that we possess that express our identity. So after this lecture, if you go in your room and you sit on your bed, you start looking around your room, those are artifacts, those things that you collect or keep that describe you. They communicate to you. So when you're meeting other people have artifacts of jewelry or clothing that also indicates some type of nonverbal communication. So fixed features are stable and do not change. So these are all under your environment. And semi-fixed features are easy to change. So if you're in a job interview, usually the fixed feature is the person asking the questions is on one side of the desk, and the other one is on, the one answering the question is on the other side of the desk. So those are not going to change. Semi-fixed features, job interviews can have more than one person. So there's going to be maybe a round table. So that environment may or may not, and this is what you want to be aware of before you go to the job interview. So my environment at school, my home office, not my home office, my school office, I'm there so much, it's like home. I have the fixed feature of the desk, but the semi-fixed features are the room color. I like to have it a little different than everything else. So